We want to end with playing one of the key sound bites of the morning. President Trump yesterday blaming blue states for the country's coronavirus death toll.
The blue states had tremendous death rates. If you take the blue states out, we're at a level that I don't think anybody in the world would be at. We're really at a very low level. But some of the states, they were blue states and blue state managers.
The president's comments come just one day after he tried to distance himself from Democratic-run states at a town hall in Philadelphia.
What they want is a bailout of Democrat-run states that are doing poorly. And, you know, I don't think this is the right way to go.
Why do you keep talking about Democrat states and Democrat states? They're American states and American states.
Democrat-run states are the ones that are doing badly, George. If you look at New York, if you look at Illinois, if you look at a lot of different places, they're doing poorly. And cities, in particular cities. I mean, these cities are being run so poorly.
But don't you have a responsibility for those states and cities as well?
Debt, but largely because of the crime. They don't want to do anything about crime. Sanctuary cities, they have sanctuary cities where they're protecting criminals. They have things that the Republicans don't have. So they are. I mean, I don't want to say, look, I'm the president of everybody, but I don't want to say it, but they're Democrat-run cities. It is what it is.
The president left all 50 states in a lurch, leaving it up to the governors. 50 different states, 50 different strategies. Wes Moore, no mobilization of the Defense Production Act, no national strategy. And he continues to lie about this virus. And you have cult members, whether they be in the media or voters in America who have been misled by this man, who are following him blindly. It's becoming frightening, not only for these people's lives, but for the sanctity of our democracy.
Well, this is a perfect example that leadership matters and truth matters, because what we heard just now is not truth. You know, the economic fallout from this pandemic has left states with an estimated $555 billion shortfall in the next 2 fiscal years through 2022. You know, the states and the cities are able to do and are leading as best as they can, considering the fact that the federal government has not provided resources to them in order to help to lead on this issue. Leadership matters and truth matters in this.
Wes Moore, always so great to have your perspective on the show with us. Great to see you, Wes. Thanks so much. You know, Mika, we got a snapshot of the way this administration views the country this morning with those sound bites you played, which is from the president's point of view. If it weren't for those blue states, New York, New Jersey, California, and all those deaths, his numbers on coronavirus would look much better. And from the Attorney General, Bill Barr, we heard that national lockdowns, as he called it, which we don't have, are an infringement on personal liberty in this country and not a way to get us through this crisis. That's how they look at it.
Yeah, I don't think his followers and also those who are parroting his lies on television understand the implications. And if they do, that's a whole different story.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.